Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Huff's Strength and Conditioning. Today, we're going to talk about how to clean. This is going to be a guide on how to squat clean and power clean, and how you can start to incorporate those into your programs, and not to get too caught up in the weeds of the clean, because it's a very technical movement, and it's very easy to get caught up in the small, minute details. But for our purposes here today, we're just going to try to optimize it and get you the most out of it possible in the shortest amount of time. So we're starting out here. I'm going down to the bar. One thing to notice in the start position, hands are about shoulder width apart. Elbows are kind of touching the knees. The hips aren't in such a very high position, almost if you were to do a much like more stiff leg deadlift. And I'm kind of in like this hybrid squat and deadlift position here. The reason why you want to be in this position is so that you can optimize getting the quads active in the pull. The quads are very important when it comes to the clean and optimizing them to get the most power production and accelerating the barbell straight up. Another thing to think about when in your start position is you want your weight in the middle of your feet. So if you have too much weight in the heels or in your toes, it's going to really throw things off. So too much weight in the heels there, and as you can see, we're getting in a nice, good starting position right there. So I'm going to show you here what a position too far back kind of looks like. You can see, boom, right there. So you can see my shoulders are actually behind the bar. They're not over the bar or in front of the bar, which is where you actually want your shoulders when you start. If your shoulders are this far back behind, it's going to increase the horizontal displacement of the bar. When we're doing a clean, you want the most vertical bar path you can possibly have. And we'll demonstrate that here in a little bit. But as you can see, I'm much further back behind that bar than what we need to be. You'll see what happens when you pull with your shoulders behind the bar. That bar has to loop around the knees, which makes the bar path much more difficult. So then you can see I got my hips way higher than what they need to be. So that means that the quads are going to extend faster than what you actually want, and the hips are going to swing through and bump that bar out forward, which is going to make that bar path less vertical. You'll see I pull up, the hips swing forward. Now we're going to kind of hit a freeze frame right here. This is the optimal start position. Notice the hips aren't too low and they're not too high. The shoulders are a little bit in front of the bar, and I've got a nice, tight, straight back. So this is going to give you that optimal position to get the quads engaged so that you can use those to accelerate that bar up once we get to our power position and past the knee, which we'll kind of discuss that here in a second. But look at how everything's tight. It's a nice compact position, and we're ready to start our clean pull. So when you look down, you want to be able to see your feet just under the bar. It's an example of too far back. Feet are too far forward there. It's touching my shins. So I scoot back just a tad. If you look down and you can see your feet right under the bar, that's where you need to be. Next, we're going to talk about lat engagement in the start position. Without lat engagement, the bar will tend to drift away from your body. Now, when you pull, you want to keep the bar as close as you can to yourself. And you'll see right here, I got a good lat engagement, but right here, boom, as you can see, the upper back just tends to kind of droop over and kind of decrease in tightness. You can see how that can go. My thoracic spine's kind of rounded. Everything's not in a good, nice, tight position. So what I like to use to cue is when you're in that kind of position, almost try to think that you're trying to almost bend the bar around your legs and tucking your arms into your back pockets. That'll kind of get those shoulder blades engaged and get the lats tightened up so that you'll have a nice, good, clean pull. Then here you're going to see the lats engage right there. That's a good engagement of the lats. The first movement off the floor to keep a nice vertical bar path has to be the knees getting back and out of the way for the bar. I think about driving my feet through the floor and then kind of driving the knees out a little bit so that it clears the way for the barbell. You'll see here in a sec as I pull, boom, the knees get back and out of the way right there. As you can see, the shins are almost vertical right there. The bar's getting back and out of the way. Here's what happens if you don't get them out of the way. The bar has to loop around the knees, and then if you shoot too far back, you don't have that knee bend by the time you get to the top to get the quads active in that power position. So that's a pull right there, as if the bar were to go straight forward. That's if you were to shoot the knees back, and this is that nice, good, straight bar path. It even comes back just a little bit. That's what we want right there. So we've conquered starting position to the knee. Now we're reaching that power position right there. That's our power position we want. This power position is your money position. This is where the bar is going to make contact at the upper thigh or almost even the hip, depending on where you're feeling it. Now you can see I got a little bend in the knee right there. You need to have a little bend in the knee more than anything else due to the fact that to get that last little bit of acceleration and bump up, you're going to have the quads engaged So think of kind of like a vertical jump, right? You're going to use the quads more than you're going to use your glutes or your hamstrings to get that high vertical jump. So it's going to want to be that same position when it comes to the pull. So you're going to see knees are bent. So if I were to jump from right here, I still got a lot of momentum that I can use. That's what we're going to use right there, those quads to help explode the bar up. See that right there? That's if then you don't have enough bend in the knee. That shoots the bar out. Right about there. That's what we want. Boom, straight up. So comparing to a vertical jump, right, a good amount of knee bend is going to happen there. So that's kind of what we want in that power position because it's almost kind of like a jump. Similar, but not the same thing. So we've got everything up to this power position. Now we got to get it up to the chest. So there it is right there. Finish it up. With the legs, you accelerate and use the traps and arms, quickly moving those elbows around in that front rack position. So I want to talk about the use of the arms and the traps in the actual clean itself. The traps and the arms are going to come into effect during the clean after you've pretty much extended it with all the legs that you have. And you're using the arms and your traps to pull yourself under the bar and into that front rack position. I don't want you to think about really pulling the bar up. I want you to think about pulling yourself into that front rack position as you do the clean. So this is a little drill I like to use here. Sorry, my head's cut off, but that's unimportant right now. You're taking the legs out and you're purely using the traps and the arms to focus on that pull up and flipping those elbows under fast and getting it on your front rack. And then once you kind of get that down, start to add the legs, a little jump and catch, and you're ready to go to a full clean, just like I'm doing right there, all the way from the floor. Right straight up, boom. You just completed the clean. You learned how to do it here at Huff Strength and Conditioning. So there it is, a quick, easy, dirty guide to performing a clean in the gym if you're just looking to start to add some more power-based movements to it. Now remember, this is not going to be perfect. You're not going to be perfect the first day with the clean. I've been doing it for 5 years and I still make mistakes every single day. Now the thing is you don't have to be perfect with the clean or the full clean or power clean in order to get good results using them. Now what you just want to do is optimize so that you have good, solid technique and that you're going to be safe in the gym while using these clean methods. If you want a little bit more hands-on, personalized coaching, please reach out at Huff Strength and Conditioning, and I'll be sure to help you out and get your clean optimized so that you can use it in the gym to build as much power and strength as you possibly can. So thank you for watching.